Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are diving into a really fascinating snapshot in time, the daily tech reader data for August 21st, 2026. We're going to map out exactly what the physical and digital landscape of America looks like on this exact specific day. It's quite the ride, so let's get into it. Right off the bat, I want to pose a question to you. Where is the absolute best place to be today? As we look through all this data, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. If you could drop a pin anywhere on the map based entirely on the conditions outside your window, where are you going? Because as you'll see, today's data paints a picture of a country that is sharply and frankly wildly divided by extremes. All right, let's start with Section 1, the scorching southern heat. Man, the sheer scale of this heat is just staggering. I mean, look at this. Yuma, Arizona is topping the charts at a blisteringly hot 113 degrees Fahrenheit, with Phoenix right behind it at 112. The National Weather Service officially categorizes this as a hazardous level of heat. And the worst part? There's literally zero nighttime relief. Phoenix's low for the whole day doesn't even drop below 90 degrees. Can you imagine trying to sleep in that? And this heat dome isn't just isolated to the desert either. If you are anywhere in a major population center in Texas or Oklahoma today, you are absolutely sweltering. Dallas-Fort Worth and Oklahoma City are both hitting 106 degrees. Meanwhile, Austin and Houston are baking in the low 100s. I can guarantee you the air conditioning grids across this entire region are working overtime today just to keep up. But while the South and Southwest are dealing with that dry, scorching heat, the other half of the country is facing a totally different, much more chaotic reality. Let's move to Section 2, the storm belt. Okay, so across the Southeast and Florida, stormy skies are absolutely dominating right now. Clear, sunny skies, those are a rare minority today. The data shows this massive concentration of wet, stormy weather that is completely blanketing the region. It's a really stark contrast to the relentless, beating sun we just saw out west. Just to give you an idea of the sheer scale of this thing, major metros all the way from Orlando to Baton Rouge over to Charleston, they are all packing umbrellas today. They're battling serious thunderstorms alongside temperatures in the mid to high 90s. And this wet weather actually pushes all the way up the East Coast, putting cities like Richmond and Washington, D.C. right on the edge of this massive active weather system. But here's where it gets really brutal. It's how this moisture interacts with the heat, bringing us to this shocking number, 100 degrees. That is the forecast for Jackson, Mississippi today. But unlike the dry heat of the West we talked about earlier, Jackson is hitting 100 degrees right in the middle of this regional storm zone. Trapped under heavy cloud cover in the super humid Southeast, it is literally a sauna out there. Now, beyond the heat and the intense storms, the data highlights a distinctly different and very localized environmental challenge. Section 3, the smoke zone. The source data actually explicitly categorizes the skies in several cities, not as sunny, not as cloudy, but simply as smoke. We're seeing this from Boise, Idaho, sitting at 100 degrees, all the way down through Yakima, Washington, and stretching to Santa Fe, New Mexico at 93 degrees. It's a powerful, sobering reminder of how highly localized natural events can massively impact day-to-day life across the entire West. All right, after all that heat, humidity, and smoke, I think we all need a little mental relief, right? Section 4, cool escapes and clear skies. Check this out. On the exact same day in the exact same country, you've got Yuma, Arizona baking at 113 degrees, while Anchorage, Alaska is looking at showers at a downright chilly high of 61 degrees. I mean, that is a staggering 52-degree temperature difference happening right now. It just perfectly highlights America's incredible geographical diversity. But hey, you actually don't have to go all the way up to Alaska to find a reprieve today. San Francisco is sitting at a very comfortable 69 degrees. Over on the East Coast, Boston is dealing with some showers, but enjoying a really cool high of 73. And over in Eugene, Oregon, the daytime high is a nice 82, but then the temperature literally plummets to a brisk 50 degrees at night. That's actual pull-out-the-fleece jacket weather in the middle of August. So, that is the physical climate of August 21st, 2026. But what about the digital climate? Let's switch gears. Section 5, Beyond the Weather. Because these tech headlines, they reveal an industry that is moving just as intensely as those extreme weather patterns we just looked at. Today, OpenAI officially launched GPT 5.6 and a new ChatGPT work tier. Simultaneously, the New York Times is actively seeking court sanctions against OpenAI over withheld training data evidence, so that legal battle is heating up. And on the international stage, Chinese AI is making massive waves, with the moonshot Kimi K3 officially matching frontier US models. The pace is just relentless. And I think the real focus of the tech sector today is perfectly captured in this specific quote pulled directly from that GPT 5.6 launch. It says, "Unified AI workspace takes aim at enterprise knowledge workers." The digital landscape is shifting so aggressively right now. It is no longer just about chat interfaces or cool parlor tricks. It's about fundamentally, deeply integrating AI directly into the daily structural jobs of enterprise knowledge workers everywhere. Which brings us to the end of today's explainer, and honestly leaves me with a huge question for you to chew on. Today, we've looked at 113-degree heat domes, massive regional storm belts, and skies literally choked with smoke. And at the exact same time, we're seeing the release of GPT 5.6, fierce international AI rivalries, and major legal battles over who owns the data that powers it all. Between these massive physical extremes outside our windows and the breakneck pace of these technological shifts, what does tomorrow look like? The world of August 2026 is moving incredibly fast on both fronts, and it's up to us to keep up. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this snapshot. Stay curious, stay cool out there, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.